Sports Snippets, Dennis Sullivan. What the heck's going on, guys? As I sit here the day before the Super Bowl, mid-afternoon on a Saturday. What day are we in? The 12th of February. I want to talk to you about the Super Bowl as we are a little bit more, as I make this video, a little bit more than 24 hours away from the start of this game. I want to hear from you, too, and who do you think's going to win? Rams, Bengals? Let me know. I mean, this is not an easy pick. It really isn't. But before I do get started, if you do like content, this particular video, you know what to do. Go right ahead, hit thumbs up. You can also subscribe, which would be 100% completely awesome, to my channel, Sports Snippets with Dennis Sullivan. So let's get started. I was spending some of the morning, this Saturday morning, just catching up on some programming and interviews and various ex-coaches, celebrities, who they're picking to win the game and that type of thing. And heard some very interesting comments. And of course, what I've read as well, seems like a fair amount, a little bit more than 50% are picking the Rams to win. I do understand. I mean, they're about a 3.5. Last time I checked, it was a 3.5 point favorite. I also heard 4. Maybe it did go up to 4 earlier today. You know how it can waver a little bit as far as that goes. But I am here to share with you what I'm really going to be looking for and ways that the Bengals could possibly win this game and what to look for, and things that could break in the favor to the side of the Rams and make them technically the first time that franchise would win a Super Bowl. Let's touch on that real quick, because the Rams have won a Super Bowl. We all know that, with Kurt Warner a little over 20 years ago, and they beat the Tennessee Titans. However, let me stop you real quick, or stop myself real quick. That was as the St. Louis Rams. This is the third appearance in a Super Bowl for the Los Angeles Rams, who have never won a Super Bowl as the Los Angeles Rams. They lost that classic game for the 79 season. I believe the game was played in January 1980. I do remember that as a little kid. They lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then just a few short years ago as the Los Angeles Rams, losing to the New England Patriots, with Sean McVay also was the coach of the Rams a few years ago as well. So technically, this great job by Sean McVay leading the Rams into the Super Bowl for the second time in his coaching career. So for the Bengals, it's real easy. They were in the Super Bowl twice. They lost both to the same team, the San Francisco 49ers. Both were quarterbacked by Joe Montana. One was in the early 80s, one was in the late 80s. There you go. So the Bengals looking to win their first Super Bowl. Now, you hear a lot of things. I mean, yeah, if you look at just big-name talent, there's not many teams that are going to match up with the Rams. I mean, the Rams score really high in that category. I mean, on the defensive side, you got 3 big names. You got Aaron Donald. You got Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey. I mean, Donald, Miller, and Ramsey, those are 3 huge names on the defensive side of the ball. Then, of course, you have Matthew Stafford, and you have Cooper Kupp, who put up an incredible performance throughout the regular season and postseason. So this team, in a way, you could say, is peaking at the right time. Stafford, who is really as interesting as anyone. Okay, Stafford spends 12 years for the Detroit Lions, and really was known as the guy who always seemed to play on Thanksgiving, because the Lions always play on Thanksgiving, right? So the guy that was always playing on Thanksgiving with this team that really wasn't that good. That was Matthew Stafford. He was, for years and years and years, he was the good quarterback on a not-so-good team. So credit to him, at age 34, in his first year with the Rams, he takes them to the Super Bowl. Huge story right there. However, enter Joe Burrow, who is taking over the spotlight of the Super Bowl, in a sense. In my opinion, though, with all due respect to Joe Burrow, Stafford's impact on this game has flown a little bit under the radar. But Joe Burrow is in his own right a huge story in his second season out of LSU. Apparently, I would learn, not for the first time earlier this week, I would be reminded earlier this week, this was a guy that was told that Ohio State probably not going to be our main guy. So there's that edge to him. He's overcome a lot of obstacles, goes to LSU, Heisman Trophy, wins the national championship. And now here he is. They call him Joe Cool. He's smoking the cigars. He's kind of he is the media guy. Takes the bank. Not many people, I'm not going to say no one, but not many people and very dedicated, knowledgeable sports fans picked the Bengals to go to the Super Bowl. That's just not the way it was, everyone. They were an improved team, a pretty good team, a possible playoff team, but Super Bowl, whoa, you had some pretty big teams there in the AFC. I just dropped something. Sorry, guys. So I want to go over with you real quick here, because this is one of those videos I could ramble on forever. I want to go over with you the edge I think that the Bengals have in this game potentially, and that is the number one topic when it comes to the Cincinnati Bengals is going to be to continue doing what they've been doing this postseason, which is not going away from the run game. What I mean by that, as you recall, a perfect example of that, AFC Championship 2 weeks ago against Kansas City Chiefs on the road, down 21-3. Here comes the Chiefs blitzing. I mean, they're sending everyone. Ultra aggressive defense. But it was those 2 or 3 really nice runs by Joe Mixon that just turned the tables, kept the defense honest. Now we got to watch the run too. Wait, maybe we shouldn't be blitzing everyone, sending the linebackers and everything else. Joe Mixon is a really good running back, but let me tell you guys, he needs the space, obviously, which has been created for the most part. I mean, he had 88 yards, I think it was, in the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs on 21 carries. 21 carries is a lot. So one thing that Coach Zach Taylor and offensive coordinator Brian Callahan, who's done a tremendous job. I mean, Brian Callahan is like come of age in this postseason, in my humble opinion. Is that, you got Burrow, you got the young receivers. I mean, the young receivers are fantastic. Okay? But the thing is, you got Jamar Chase, you got T. Higgins. But the thing is, you have a talented running back, has been in the league for a few years, Joe Mixon. The weakness of the Bengals, we all know, is the offensive line. But there is an asterisk here. From what I'm seeing, that offensive line for the Bengals, a little bit better with the run blocking. I think the real weakness is that pass blocking, which creates a problem. But the Bengals have been working around that for quite some time, for the entire postseason. I mean, this isn't like some new thing where they know that they may have trouble throwing the football because of the fact that Burrow doesn't have enough time. They've been working around this for a long time. So it's going to go back to, and then the running game. And even when I look back at that Tennessee game when the Bengals beat the Titans in Tennessee, they are playing great in the first half. But what happens in the second half? They go back to the run. They go back to Mixon. They keep everything balanced. Brian Callahan has called, he's probably my one coach or coordinator that I would focus in on in this game, because he's done a tremendous job, guys. Not that the Rams haven't, in keeping defenses honest. And this is a very smart Bengals team. Not that the Rams aren't smart, but the Bengals have been the smartest team in the postseason. Again, this is my opinion. we got to see how this plays out. So the Bengals do have a very good chance. They do. But things are lined up almost looking like, hey, wait a second. You got Stafford's playing real well. And then the flip side of it is, well, the Rams don't really allow that much yardage on the ground. But here's the thing. Bengals are one of those teams I could see them still running even if it's not as successful. They've proven to do that before because they're mainly interested, it seems, in balancing up everything. Okay, Burrow, I'm telling you, I'm going to close out the video on this, guys. Joe Burrow, as big of a story as he is, he might even get the MVP. Who knows? As big of a story as Joe Burrow is, as bright of a future as Joe Burrow has in the NFL, he really doesn't have to have a huge game for the Bengals to win. He could throw for 200 yards, 180 yards. Bengals could still win this game. Bengals defense has been opportunistic. If you go back to the Tennessee game and you go back to definitely the AFC Championship game in creating turnovers, is it the greatest defense ever? No, you're going to have to give that edge to the Rams, but they are opportunistic. They will turn you over. They'll create situations that cause turnovers. They are good at doing that. So let me know what you think, guys. A pretty interesting coaching matchup as well. Sean McVay, tremendous coach for the Rams. Two young coaches against Zach Taylor for the Cincinnati Bengals, who's taken this team from nothing, really. And his offensive coordinator, I'm big on this guy, Brian Callahan, for the Cincinnati Bengals. So let me know what you think, guys. Leave me a comment. We'll talk again soon. Hey, most importantly, enjoy the Super Bowl. Enjoy the commercials, too. If you're not a big football fan, how's that? Enjoy the commercials. Enjoy the game. I'll talk to you soon. And bye for now.